Hi, Zamora. Thank you for joining me today. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good.
I'm sorry to call you out of your elective today, but can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, my name is Zamora. I'm in eighth grade and I am ready to go on to high school.
Hmm. So, what are your plans for high school?
My plans for high school is to make my GPA a 4.0 and to do activities while I'm in high school and other.
So, have you thought about what high school you're going to attend?
Yes, I thought about the high school.
Because there were three choices. Which one did you pick?
I picked New Brunswick.
Oh, the Mustangs. Okay. So, have you thought about any clubs or anything you might want to join when you go to MacArthur?
Yeah, I wanted to do SGA because my brother did it and I thought it seems fun.
Okay, but any sports?
Yeah, I want to do track or volleyball.
Have you ever ran track before?
No, I just want to try it out.
Okay. Um, well, in high school, things are going to change. We spoke about it previous as a class, but I want to speak to you individually to let you know that high school comes with a lot of peer pressure, a lot of challenges. Um, you mentioned your GPA as well as keeping your GPA at least a 2.0. Um, so with sports and different clubs, you have to maintain a 2.0 GPA to actually participate. So have you thought about that?
Yes, I thought about it.
Okay, so we're gonna discuss a lot of things today as it relates to high school in this session, as well as what is uh, go over a few scenarios so we can kind of work through them a little bit. So you'll be ready when you go. One thing I wanted to address is your accommodations um, for your IEP. When you are in high school, a lot of in middle school, you guys have been like a little embarrassed of having an IEP. So I kind of want to address a few things about that to let you know. One, it's nothing to be embarrassed of. Two, you can look at it as a golden ticket. Do you know what your accommodations are for your IEP or what that even means?
Well, I know what it means.
What does it mean?
Like you have extra time and you can like focus and just study. Well, not study, but just like that.
Right, but you have several. One of the accommodations that you have is extra time and a half for your assignment. Meaning, if a teacher gives you an assignment and is in the as a class is due on Friday, you have until Wednesday of that following week to turn your assignment in. So it gives you that additional time to kind of perfect what you have going on. But in high school, you're going to the teachers have a lot going on, so you're going to have to kind of learn how to self advocate. To self advocate, you have to know what you're entitled to. So I want to go over that with you as well, as far as your accommodation, so we can kind of work through a scenario. If something isn't happening in your class, what are you supposed to do? Who are you supposed to contact? Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we spoke about the clubs that you wanted to join. You know the importance of an IEP. I meant the importance of your GPA. So let's go over your accommodations. Like I said, you have time and a half for your assignments. You also have time and a half for all tests, not just the standardized state tests. So what that means is when you get to high school, you will still have a support facilitator. Your support facilitator is going to work with you to keep you on track. So when you get into class and a teacher is giving you an assignment, and you need that additional time, you shouldn't have to ask for it because the teacher already has a copy of your IEP. However, if that is not occurring, you need to, one, send your teacher an email. Do you know how to send an email from Canvas?
Yeah.
You send her an email, her or him an email. And you also speak to your support facilitator to make sure that you get your accommodations. You follow me so far? Okay. Um, so let's work on a scenario. I'm going to be the teacher and you're the student. And let's say I gave you an assignment on Tuesday and the assignment is due on Friday, but you know that you get additional time. What are you going to tell me as the teacher?
I'm gonna say I have additional time and I could take my time on thinking about what I have to do and have time for it so I can give it to you on that day.
Right. But I want you to send it in an email because sometimes verbally teachers forget. However, if you put it in writing, that's a track record. Okay. So you send me an email and say, "Hi, Ms. Stevenson, I know that you assigned the assignment on Tuesday. I want to utilize my accommodations for time and a half for that assignment, and I would like to turn it in on the following week, Wednesday." Okay? Me as your teacher, I know that that's your accommodation. It's going to be okay, no problem. In an event that you have, because you may not need extra time. You're very good in math, so in math you may not want to utilize your extra time. But in an event that you have, say for instance, a teacher is another one of your accommodations is modified assignments. So if you have 50 problems on a math test, right? Your teacher can only grade you. You have to do all 50, but your teacher can only grade you on 25. So knowing your accommodations is extremely important. Got any questions?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. Now let's talk about, we did the scenario. How about stress?
That's on.
No stress, period. You know, in high school, there's going to be a lot of peer pressure. There's going to be a lot of stress. Have you thought about, that factor any?
Well, yeah, I thought about it. Like, I was thinking some teachers will like peer pressure you on like giving you like a lot of work at one at a time and won't give you like a break probably every single day.
Peer pressure comes from your peers, meaning that that is like your friend, but the stresses of your work, that may happen too. So how do you handle stress related things? What do you do? Like if you're overwhelmed and stressed, tell me, what does that look like for you and what do you do?
When I'm overwhelmed and stressed, I just take a breath, like breathe in, breathe out, and I just walk out. Or I'll tell the teacher if I could walk out and take a little break.
And guess what? That is another one of your accommodations. You have the capability to have frequent movement and frequent breaks. So if you feel stressed out and overwhelmed in a class, you raise your hand, you ask whoever the teacher is if you can take a break. That's another accommodation. Have you ever utilized it? Good. What are some of the things you do to take care of yourself?
Some of the things I take care of myself is like keeping up with myself and like don't let myself like come down. So I always have to like be up and just focus on myself and don't worry about other things.
That's good. Do you journal any?
No, I just pray.
Oh, that's a good one. That's the
Hmm.
best one. Um, do you have any hobbies or activities that you do currently now?
Yeah, I do dance.
Oh, wow. You dance in church or
No, well, I used to do dance like 3 years, not 3 years ago,
okay.
4 years.
So that might be something you could put on your list to kind of explore when you get in high school because you know they have dance programs in high schools too, where you can be a part of the band or different things like that. And maybe you could do SGA as well as dance. And I think MacArthur kind of has a great dance program. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Um, have you tried, um, I guess? how can I say this? When you are like, say for instance, you have a lot of tasks, right? How do you prioritize the list of things you have to do from most important to least important, or you just write them down as they come and then scratch them off?
I'll just write them down.
Okay. And is that working for you? Okay. Because one of the goals in your IEP for next school year is to calendar and time management for your classes and stuff like that. So your support facilitator for next year is going to work with you on learning how to calendar and keep track of things when they're due. So I just have a suggestion. It's a minor one. When you get your calendar, I think you should list them according to when they are due. So say for instance, you have something due Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think you should put what's due Tuesday first because that comes first. And then you scratch them off as they come. How do you feel about that?
That's good.
That should be one thing you should like, I guess, scratch off um your list as they from least to important or by due dates. Um Sort of like an agenda, I guess. Um Anything else? What about friends? Are any of
Mm,
your friends from Parkway going to go over with you to MacArthur?
no.
So you're going to be a little fish in a big pond.
So be by myself.
So do you struggle with making friends by any chance?
No, I don't think I struggle with the friends. Like,
So let me ask you, how long you've been at Parkway since sixth grade? So you're leaving all of your friends here that you met to go, say, new school. So is there any kids in your neighborhood that go to that school or?
I think some people go to that school. I'm not
Okay. So let's talk about it. We spoke about peer pressure, but we didn't really touch on it. Um, in high school, things change. You get a little bit more independence, and it's up to you to keep track of what you have to do and, keep your grades up. It's going to be totally different for you because your mom is not going to work at your school.
sure. You
So, how do you feel about that?
I feel like I could do it, and like I'm not scared or like
Good.
nervous.
Good. Are you kind of happy that your mom won't be at your school? Because I know that you two are extremely
I
close.
am happy.
You're happy?
Yeah, just a little bit
No, there's nothing wrong with that. Why you say you're happy though?
because like I've been with her for so long, like since elementary to middle school.
So your mom worked at your elementary too?
Mhm.
Oh, wow. So you have been through school with your mom from kindergarten to eighth grade.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna do
And that is a huge transition.
it.
And you're happy, or you just telling me you're happy?
No, I'm actually
You,
happy.
you know what you say is going to be safe for me. I'm not going to tell your mom.
I know.
You're not scared?
I think like I could do it. Like I'm not scared, like not shy anymore, nervous. Like I'm growing up, so like
I am extremely proud of you. I really am because I thought, honestly, I know that your mom went to the school with you, but I did not know it was from kindergarten. So you're going to get a sense of independence, meaning you're going to be on your own. So we really need to talk about prioritizing because you have favor because your mom is here. So your mom will keep up with your grades. I mean, if something happens, the teacher is right there, so your mom is more hands-on with you during the education process and has been. So this is going to be the very first time that you are on your own. So let's talk about that because that is huge. So you said that You're happy because you're getting independence. Let's talk about what happens if you encounter a problem. How are you going to handle it on your own, being that your mom has always been your first line of defense because she's always worked at your school? So let's talk about if you encounter a problem, how are you going to navigate through that problem, being that your mom is not there? So let's say, for instance, you are having a disagreement with one of your friends or an associate at a school, and there's a shouting match. I mean, you're upset, the friend is upset. You go to the office. But remember, if you were here with your mom, you wouldn't go to the office, you would go straight to your mom. So I need you to let's work through that and tell me how would you handle that. I'm going to listen to you. You tell me how you would handle it.
I would handle it by probably just walking away or like just contact.
Remember, the incident has happened. So that means that you guys are already argued and you have to be taken to the office. As opposed to if you were here, you would go straight to your mom.
Mm. So if I was already in office, right,
Hmm.
and I get a phone call and my mom would get mad,
No.
then no.
What I'm saying is, there's already, like, say, for instance, you're in my class, there's an issue. I put you and a girl get in a shouting match, security is involved. Typically, if you are here, we would just take you to your mom. This time, there's no mom. You got to go to the office. You have to advocate for
Okay,
yourself,
so like basically talking
for talking up for
for
yourself.
myself.
If the if you're not wrong and the situation happened and you have to go to the office, are you comfortable with expressing yourself?
Yeah.
Because now you don't do that. We do that for you. You get it? You will go to your mom will call me, and I will go to the office because she has a class. But remember, it's not me and it's not your mom at your school anymore. So are you comfortable enough with speaking up for yourself and advocating for yourself when you go to the office?
Yeah, I think I could speak up for myself.
What would you say? Tell me what you'd say.
Like what I said,
Yeah,
I would
and
say,
it wasn't your fault. What would you
yeah,
say?
I would say it wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. The girl tried to come at me and just say random things and something that's not true. And I will never do that. I'm a great student. Everything.
Okay, because I want to make this realistic for you. Because, and this is what I have been stressing, we are not going to be there. That's why I've been trying to prepare you that you are really going to be on your own. You think you can do it?
Yeah, I think I could do
I,
it.
I know you can do it, but I'm just asking. Um, in an event that your friends try to get you to do something you don't want to do. Like, say, for instance, I'm going to give you a scenario and you are going to respond to me to the scenario. So I need you to listen. You got a group of friends, they want to skip class and smoke a vape. That's two school rules written. Remind you, your mom is not at the school, so she don't know if you're going to skip class or not because she's not there. How would you handle that if your friends are trying to pressure you to do something that you know is not right?
Um, I would just like back off of that because me, I'm not into none of that, so I don't skip. Like I never skip. I've never paid for nothing like that. So I'll just back off of like what they're doing and just walk away from what they're doing and not listen to them.
Would you still continue to be their friend?
Nope.
Why?
Because like why would a person tell me to like do something when I don't want to do it? That's bad influence.
Good job. Good job. That is what you call peer pressure. It's a lot of that in high school. And it's not only going to come from girls, it's going to come from boys too. Um, well, I think we've covered a lot. We covered what you want to do. We covered keeping your grades up. We covered your IEP accommodations. We covered you going to school without your mom. We covered peer pressure. Um, let's talk about what are your plans. I know what you've told me you want to do. What are your plans for high school and after high school?
My plans for high school, I want to graduate high school and go to a college. And the college that I want to go to is FAMU, and I would want to be an ultrasound nurse.
Ultrasound nurse. Okay. So have you looked at it? Have you looked into FAMU?
Well, I've seen the school, like I drove by it, because I was.
Okay. All right. Um, what else? So a good thing, since you want to do something in the medical field, MacArthur has a health service magnet. So we might want to explore that to see if you can get in their health science program where you'll take classes from ninth to 12th grade. And I think you may even graduate with like an LPN certificate or something like that upon high school graduation. But you have to take a course at the end of the, like in the middle of the 12th grade year. Is that something you might be interested in?
Yeah, to do it.
So before our next meeting, I'm going to look into it and have the follow up is to see if there's anything we can do to have you placed now upon your matriculation to high school. Um, we're going to close out this session. Um, it was very good to talk to you. I mean, we talk all the time, but we talk as a group, and there's always others in here with us. Um, I am extremely proud of you. I'm going to say that I see your growth from the very beginning of us meeting to now. You have become a lot more vocal to express, how you feel, what you want to do, as opposed to being giddy and laughing and all of the time. Um, so I see a lot of maturity and growth in you, and I'm extremely proud of you. I'm extremely proud of you. I know that you're going to do well because you're an awesome student. I just want you to keep your eyes on the prize. Like when you get in ninth grade, keep your grades up because it's hard to work behind the ball. You know what I mean by that? Like when you get in ninth grade and you make D's and F's and stuff like that, you have to make those courses up. So that's what I call working behind the ball. If you need help, I'm always just a phone call away. I'm sure your mom is going to be on top of you. And I'm just really proud of you. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You have done amazing from the beginning of the year until now. Um, is there anything else you would like to talk about, or I think it's one more thing we should touch on. You can't be in school with that lip gloss and that phone and them distractions.
Okay.
That's something we did not bring up because you are not going to have me in there fussing at you to put that stuff up.
Well, I'm not gonna do it anymore when I'm in high school. It's gonna be
We're
okay.
going to practice not doing it now.
Okay. Not gonna do it no
We're going to practice not doing it now because remember, that is a distraction. The more time you spending that phone, putting that lip gloss on while you're in class, you're missing instruction.
more. Sometimes I'm not. I'll be listening.
Okay. Um, we got 5 more minutes. So I pulled a scenario. So let's do a quick activity where you can create a weekly schedule, time for your classes, homework, extracurricular activities, self care. How would you organize your week to have a good balance? So remember, we're doing classwork, homework. It says extracurricular, so that would be dance, SGA, and self care. Meaning, if you got your head on, you got to roll your hair at night. What comes first on that list?
Mm, I'll say homework because I have to get that out the way. And then I'll say second, self care. So I make sure I'm good.
Okay,
Like I'm fresh. Like I'm.
lip gloss popping.
Yeah.
So, okay, I could get with that. And what about,
Mhm.
okay, so you said homework. So we're going to say classwork,
Classwork.
homework,
Homework.
self care,
Mhm.
and then extracurricular activities. So, I mean, because since extracurricular activities is not a must, I think you kind of prioritize those things good. Let's find another scenario. We're going to do a quick role play. So let's imagine that you're at a party with some friends and they're pressuring you to do something you're not comfortable with, whatever that may be. How would you handle it? You're at a party, so you're away from home, you're away from school, and they're asking you to do something you don't want to do, but you rode with them to the party.
Um, I'll just say like I don't want to do any of this. Like, no, good.
But how are you going to get home?
I'll just call Uber or call one of my parents, mom.
Perfect. Perfect. You answered that correctly. If somebody is trying to get you something you know is not right, tell them nah, and you call your mom or your dad. They'll come pick you up. That's the right way to handle that. Um, let's pick another one. Do we have another scenario? Um, if you remember the support facilitator, right? The support facilitator is your advocate at school, meaning if you are falling behind in your grades, if you're being mistreated or not receiving your accommodations in class, that is your person you go to. So let's say you're in a class and the teacher is not providing your accommodations and or you're being treated unfairly. What would you do?
I would go to my support facilitator and tell him or her that my teacher is not giving me what I did and
What?
not what
That's right. In high school, it's going to be a lot of self advocating. That's why we practice that so much. You have to advocate for yourself so they know that you care about your grades too. So um, stay on top of it. You're going to meet with your support facilitator regularly. So that will be the first line of defense. Hey, Miss So and so, I went to English. I'm struggling. The class is too hard. I feel I need additional support. I'm. It's okay to say you need additional support. It's okay. And Miss So and so will help you navigate through that process as well. So it's not like you're going to be completely alone in high school. Your mom just won't be there, and I won't be there. So you're going to have to learn how to speak up and practice it. And if your support facilitator cannot handle it, then I mean, you tell your support facilitator, I'm sure that they're going to go to the class, but you speak up for yourself as well. Okay. Um, thank you for sitting down with me and talking to me.
welcome.
Um, in closing, I believe you are going to do great in high school. I do. And I am so happy and sad at the same time, but
No.
I am so happy for you because now you're going to be able to spread your wings and fly by yourself.
And I think I'm gonna do really good.
You're going to do great. You're going to do awesome. So thank you. High five. See you next time.